Hey guys, it's Dan and Mariah here, and today we're going to be talking about Jada and Will and what their situation teaches us about marriage and relationships in general.
Yeah, so you guys have probably heard Jada has recently been on tour for her book, I believe.
The drama.
And she's basically just revealed that her and Will haven't been married for the last 7 years.
7 years.
In 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
Right.
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now,
Yes.
y'all have been apart.
Yeah.
When she talks about it, it's so confusing.
So they said that since 2016 they've been separated. So that means like Grammys, the slap, award shows.
the cheating
the
that
red
supposedly went on.
The big confession, the big disclosure of the entanglement, all of that whole period, they've been separated, which is crazy. And so for us, as we kind of reflected on that situation, we realized that it really is a commentary on the general state of relationships and appearances when it comes to kind of just man and woman relationships these days.
Yeah, so Jada and Will have been really just holding up this appearance to the world of who they are as Jada and Will Smith.
In a lot of ways, they're kind of presented as this ideal Hollywood culture. We love Will, Fresh Prince, the king, the man, the baller, the rapper, all the stuff. Jada's done her amazing exploits herself. She's an actor. She's done some modeling, and it just feels like they're presented as this ideal Hollywood couple.
Yeah.
But when we kind of scratch the surface, we realize that there's something else beneath it.
Yeah. And it's funny because even Red Table, which is a show they did, I believe, on Facebook, where they'd bring in guests or just talk to each other and have these really real, raw conversations, would make you think, oh, they're super deep with each other. They're vulnerable. They know each other. They love each other. They're doing life together. Yeah. But
and it's almost like there's this faux vulnerability in culture as well, where it's now, at first it was the far other way, where it's no one posted their vulnerable self. People were filtering everything on Instagram, and it was everything was perfectly edited and curated to portray an image. And now it's there's this faux vulnerability where it's still kind of posing this appearance that isn't actually meeting reality, where moms will post the messy kitchen and say, oh, I have to clean it, I'm being so vulnerable by posting this kitchen. It's it's still this idea of almost virtue signaling as I'm not perfect, but I'm still kind of a vibe and perfect because you know what I mean?
Because I'm imperfect.
Because I'm imperfect.
It's commodifying your imperfection.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's just this idea for Will and Jada really showed me this oh man, they really were doing the facade.
They really tricked us all.
For 7
They really
years.
tricked us all. I thought they were
he defended
and
her. He walked up and slapped my boy Chris Rock in the face.
Wow.
But what about even the situation where she supposedly cheated on him? Why was it this big scandal that she was cheating when they weren't even together?
So anyways, it's a mess. Yeah. But for as we reflected on it, it was kind of culture has this very persuasive way, persuasive and pervasive way of telling us almost in a subtle way that how you look is more important than who you actually are.
Yeah.
And it leaks into relationships.
Yeah.
So we'll post on Instagram oh, this is me and my girl out for brunch, or this is me and my guy out for coffee. It's when you actually spend time with the couple, they're arguing, they're fighting, they're bringing each other down.
Or it's this is us out for coffee, but we actually haven't talked to each other the whole time. We've just been on our phones.
On our phones.
Yeah.
Or and I think that I'm challenged in this to really not use Hollywood couples in general. And I already wasn't doing this, but not only Hollywood couples, but also Instagram couples as a benchmark. Because it's just it's portraying this almost idea that's not actually a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to be so careful, I think, of just not just how you represent yourself online. I think, yes, it's good to be careful about that, but ensuring that that's not all to who you are. Like, you know, the saying, it's like, oh, who are you behind closed doors? It's the same thing with your relationship. Like, what's your relationship like outside of social media? Outside of big gatherings, like, what are you guys like at home? What do you guys like when you talk? Like, are you investing in your marriage? And you can really fool people. If you're careful.
And I think the same is kind of like applied to like weddings, because it feels like this whole idea of like keeping up appearances doesn't just apply to the day-to-day, but it applies also to the foundation you lay in your marriage. It's like sometimes people will like spend the 50, 60 grand on this like extravagant wedding, invite 300 people, have the best food, the best decor, the best vibe. They do the intro songs when they walk into the reception to like some little baby song or whatever. And it's just like they haven't actually invested that same energy into building the foundation of their marriage.
And you know what? Like, I totally get how people can fall into that. Because when you get engaged and then you're like, oh my gosh, I have to plan this wedding and I only have this amount of months or a year or whatever it is. And you and the person you're in a relationship with are so focused on planning this big thing that you've looked forward to your whole life. And then you kind of forget, oh, wait, like, maybe we should still be asking each other these hard questions. Maybe we should still be fighting to invest in one another and not just like constantly be thinking about this one event that's really just one day. The first day of your rest of your life together.
It's like building a house and like spending 90% of the time like perfecting the door and not like building a actual nice house that you want to live in. And it's just like this funny thing where it's like, it's almost like it's a bit of a hot take, but it's almost like for culture, the wedding is sexier than the marriage. And people like, because of that, people put all this energy, all this, or it's like in a similar way, like the Instagram feed is sexier than the behind closed doors. But it's like, we have to put the same energy into like building a healthy marriage behind. So that's why I'm just like, to be honest, like there's times where marriage is going really well for us, where I'll just opt not to post because I'm just like, oh, like I just want to soak in this. Like this is a fun kind of like season we're in where it's like, let's just continue to build off this momentum. Because I'd rather be like over like developed on the like behind closed door side and like under posted on the social media side than over posted on the social media side and then over 100%. Like platformed and then underdeveloped on the marriage side. So it's like, Jada and Will, like, feel for you.
We hope
if you see this, we feel for you. We hope you figure it out. We hope you find peace. But thanks for teaching us the importance of building the foundation and the behind the scenes of relationships as opposed to just the image of it.
And honestly, it's a sad situation. We hope that they are able to work it out. Seems like they're pretty happy not working it out, but I don't know. I'm glad we could learn from it. And so,
and I like that you said it's a sad situation because I do want to provide that caveat of like, I think sometimes we treat celebrities as like not human, but they are still people dealing with like real feelings. So we do want to say like, it is deeply tragic. Anytime a marriage is ended, we have to grieve that. And we hope they find peace and we hope that their family just is able to recover from this. And
well, thanks for watching. If you have any thoughts about the situation or how appearances can affect marriage or relationships, please comment below. Our conversation, what do you always say?
The best conversation isn't the one that's happening here, but it's the one that can happen in the comments. So
make
sure to drop comments. We want to hear your thoughts, want to hear your questions. If you have content ideas, make sure to drop those. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe.
And thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next week.